Hey guys, welcome to our first podcast. My name is Martin Gonzalez. I'm the owner of Getting Faded. I've been a barber for 34 years, and this is my wife.
Hi, my name is Blanca. I'm a hairdresser. I've been in the industry for about 11 years now. And welcome to Beauty and the Barber, the podcast. Tune in with us for all things hair industry related, lifestyle, and everything in between. This is our show where we will be discussing topics like appointments, clients, running a business, horror stories. I know you got some.
Oh, we got some horror stories. You don't even want to know. Actually, you're gonna know. What about like when the light goes off, stuff
That's
like that?
happened to us
Oh,
where the whole salon's blow drying.
no, you don't even know. Thanks,
Oh, I
thanks,
know.
thanks to us, we got cordless stuff. We're gonna talk about the new tools that are coming out,
The new
the
drops.
new drops. There you go.
Okay.
It ain't no mic drop, it's clipper drop in here. What about you guys?
Well, we're going to be discussing all the topics. We're going to ask you guys to tell us what you guys want to talk about, all of our hair industry friends, because we got a lot of them.
But what first we should talk? What should we talk about first?
Well, let's start with maybe like a current event. Let's talk COVID
Oh, that's the hardest one.
because we're still dealing with
We're
it.
still dealing with it. That's the
I know,
man.
the unmentionable. So how did it affect your business?
How did it
Let's
affect
get
my
into it.
business? How did it affect my business? Just imagine you're building a new shop, not knowing COVID was coming, and all of a sudden you're putting all this money into it, this new shop, and COVID hits, and they tell us you have to shut down. You got to pay rent. Just picture that. So during that time, I guess we were shut down. I had to work to keep the bills paid,
hmm
you know. Well,
Wait, pause, backtrack a little bit. Was there ever a moment when you were in denial that COVID was like a thing, that it was happening? Because
yeah,
I sure as hell was.
yes, I was. We heard about it like in I think February, but we didn't really pay
Yeah.
attention to it. And we're working like normal, I mean,
I feel like what was supposed to start off as like a good year, it just totally
oh man, it was supposed to be the greatest year.
exploded in our
But you know
faces.
what? There's better years ahead of us.
Yeah.
But um it's crazy how like COVID, like it just hit the whole world,
Mhm.
and we still didn't believe it. We still didn't believe how
Mhm.
how quickly it spread.
So for me, I feel like COVID hit me like for real, that I was like, "Oh my god, this is a thing," was when when Disneyland announced that they were closing.
You're right. You're right. We couldn't go to Disneyland, and we
When
had
did it become like a real thing for you? When do you think?
mm, when when they announced that we had to close down the shop. I guess it was real. Like they announced we had to close down the shop,
Mhm.
um, and I was actually home doing nothing for a few days, and but bills had to get paid. Luckily for me, I have a mobile barber shop.
Mhm.
Was I running it? No, I wasn't running it, but thankfully for some great clients that I have that were coming to my house, and I was working out of there because the thing is, I was scared to take it out because we were not supposed to be working,
Mhm.
you know, and at that time we weren't wearing masks. They didn't tell us
Mhm.
nothing about masks, so we were still continuing, the same routine, but
It
in
was
the
also brand new.
yeah. That's one reason I didn't take it out, and that was one of my opportunities to actually take it out to cut hair in it because I don't work out of it, and
Mhm.
it felt real good. But during the hot weather, that was probably when it would hit me more that I couldn't cut out of there. Did you travel? Did you
I
travel?
did not. No.
Why?
I feel like for me, it's a little harder because, you have to apply the color, rinse out the color, and things like that. And I mean, my house at the time was not equipped for any of that.
Why couldn't you just use like the sink?
No, I can't do that. Other than the fact that I was kind of scared shitless because, COVID was like this new thing and everyone was freaking getting it and things like that. Like it was just
How
scary.
did you know people were getting it?
Well, because I would just hear like, family members and things like that, and that's when it started getting
And did you
scary.
believe it?
I didn't. I still didn't.
Did you think it's like sometimes they would overreact? Like
Yeah.
yeah, me
I was
too.
like, there has to be, I don't know. It was just weird.
And then like after that, like you heard that this person passed away, and
Yeah.
that when you get people, I mean anybody that passes away, it's not not great at all. But
Yeah.
when you start hearing people that passed away because of COVID, it will really hit you. But I feel like I put a lot of mind into it. A lot of people that passed away, I think it seemed to me like for some reason it was like the elderly.
Mhm.
Maybe something could have been wrong with them already that they probably don't even know because
Yeah,
like
who knows? I feel like this whole thing is still very like every day it just changes and whatever, but I mean in the beginning it was crazy. Like how long did we have to close for the first shutdown?
I think it was 3 months.
Was
Like,
it?
oh
No, I
yeah,
feel like it was way
I think it was
longer.
like 3 months.
I don't know.
March, April, May, June. So about maybe 3 months and a couple weeks. I don't know, somewhere around there. I mean, we had to hold strong. I mean, the
Yeah.
bills had to get paid. I mean, we weren't able to pay the bills like we were supposed to.
Mhm.
We were backed up. But luckily, there's some good landlords, that were that kind of work with us. You know, they let us pay like they give us like half price, to
Mhm.
pay. And I guess we didn't have to pay the other half right away, but we could pay it in payments.
Mhm.
So, but they never pressured us, never pressured us. Do you know anything about
That's good. Well,
how?
see, for me it was different because during the first shutdown, the I was at a salon suite and we didn't have access to it. It just
Oh
they
yeah.
closed us out. Literally the day that everything got shut down, they were like, "Oh, I'll never forget. It was like St. Patrick's Day weekend and or something like that." And then like we got shut down and I was like, "Dang, like I should have gone out for St. Patrick's Day. That would have been my last chance
So did
to
that
be
make
out in the world."
so did that make you like realize that maybe the suite wasn't for you?
It did. I think COVID made me realize a lot of things,
So
like
why
a
wasn't the
lot.
suite for you? Like
It's just not what I wanted.
because maybe you were lonely, maybe
I
you
don't think
just
it has to do with being lonely because I did like, I mean, I think it just depends on the type of person you are. I like to have my space, obviously. But it's not something I was hitting the 2 year mark already. And I always feel like in life, I don't know about you, but in life, you just know. Like after 2 years, you just know things like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this relationship isn't for me. Like just in life in general, like the 2 year mark. So and then COVID hit and it was just not where I wanted to be.
did any other stylists leave the salon where you work?
Yeah. A lot of people in our building, once we
No,
reopened,
but in
they
the salon.
left.
In the salon?
What do you mean in the salon?
Like people that you worked with when you left, when um when COVID hit, you were working in the suite.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know about any other stylists that left that salon where you used to work before?
Well, it was shut down, so.
Oh, well, I did. I had a few barbers that left. Maybe that was their excuse to leave.
Oh, okay.
So they went to
Oh,
work.
so they never came back when you reopened, or did they quit like right when COVID happened?
No, they quit during COVID.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
so to me, it's like okay, like maybe they'll come back, but you know what? They never came back.
Do you think it's because they were making more money like at home,
Um,
like working from
no,
home?
I think I mean you overhear things, but you don't want to like believe it. But you heard that we probably charge too much. We charge too
Ah,
much.
okay, okay.
So because maybe we charge too much, they had their friends that didn't want to pay that price. But sometimes it's you gotta get. Sometimes you gotta leave. You gotta let go of the people that don't want to pay, and that people that are gonna value
Your
you
work.
for for your work. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I mean, I respected that they work out of their homes. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because I did it once. But I never did it where I left because they charged too much. Wow,
Yeah,
like
right. Because why would that doesn't make sense?
it's like
Why would you not want to make more money? That's the way I see it.
it's like
But
like me is like people say, "Oh, I asked for a raise." I asked for a raise. I'm like, with getting fed, you don't have to ask for a raise. We'll give you a raise without even asking. So,
hmm, yeah, but everybody's so different. I feel like all barbershops are so different.
but now talking about raise, did you raise up the price because of COVID?
Coming back, yes, because as soon as the after the first shutdown, once we got to come back, we everything like instantly at the beauty supply store went up like $5 to $10.
Oh, so that's the reason why you
Yeah.
raised it up.
I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
other than the fact that I feel everyone in our industry does it like annually because I feel like we all deserve a raise. Like if we had a regular job, we would want a raise after a certain X
But
amount of
have
time.
you had people complain about that?
I've had a few clients that just kind of pay close attention and they would make comments like, "Oh, it went up this
What,
much," or
$5?
people
Oh,
notice.
oh, $5. $5. Like if it's 145, now it's 150.
People
Oh,
notice.
but then again, they want to raise that work, correct?
Yeah. Oh, for
Oh.
sure. So I feel, you know.
I didn't raise my prices because of the pandemic. Even though stuff went up,
Mhm.
I didn't feel that it was nobody's fault at this time. It was nobody's fault that COVID hit.
Yeah.
So,
It's out of our
um,
control.
but I do it annually. I do it annually, and thanks to one of my barbers is always pushing me. You know what? We're worth more than this. Let's do it.
Mhm.
Like if you're scared, you're never gonna get nowhere. And thanks to one of my barbers, Erwin, he's the one that's actually pushed me.
Mhm.
To actually raise up the price, and ever since then, I give my son. I give my son little props.
Shout out to your son.
Yes, shout out to my son, Erwin. Make sure you follow him at 11 Castro. I mean, has anybody pushed you to raise up the price or
You.
me?
You're constantly pushing me in my career, I think.
Oh man, I mean, sometimes I see like people charging what you do. I'm like, damn, like,
Oh
but the
yeah.
thing is, I think like with me, with us, is that we're consistently working.
Mhm. Well, like when we came back from the shutdown, did it change a little bit? Like, did it slow down a little for you? Like, for example, us, we had to do extra steps now. Like before, I wouldn't spray down my chair, for clients and things like that. Now, like when we come back, like it's like a thing. Like we had to do temperature checks. We had to, add all these extra steps. Like, did you guys have to kind of add on any?
Yeah, yes, we did. We did. We everything you do.
You
We
guys
we
too,
yeah we
yeah.
did. So
Do you feel like it slowed you down a little bit though? Like you're like, dang, like that's 15, 10 minutes. Like if you add it up all day, like that's 15, 30 minutes that I could have had one more client or something.
maybe the chair part, because everything else it's normal. I mean,
Right.
that's what we study. That's what we study. We study sanitizing. So
That's what we protested during the second
oh, the
shutdown.
protests, man.
That was the
Huh.
second shutdown.
The protests, man. That's a big one right there.
That was kind of crazy because I remember like it was the second shutdown and I remember telling you like this is insane like the fact that we have to protest for us to work after, we have x amount of hours in sanitation disinfection. I feel
Oh,
like that's
remember, we're
literally
non-essential.
we're not innocent. Honestly though, I feel like we're more of a luxury. Maybe some people might disagree with me and they might get annoyed with me for saying that, but that's
It's reality.
yeah.
I mean, like you say, do I need a haircut? Yes, because I want to feel good and look good. You know what I'm saying? But joke. But it's not like like what do you
You
say?
have to have it.
You have to have it. So
It's a luxury because
it
if you don't
is.
have money, you can't get your hair done. If you don't have money, you can't get your lashes done. You can't get your nails done. You can't, you know what I'm saying? It's a
Definitely.
luxury for sure.
Now another thing. Um, how do you feel now? Like now that we're a year and a half? Am I correct? Counting around there?
Yeah, almost going on 2 years, I
A,
feel,
ye- a year,
right?
a year and a half, maybe a little past. How do you see the things? Are they getting better? Because I know they
Mm,
they got a little worse. I know
well,
they had to close down two more times after that.
like, yeah, I think we had like a third shutdown, and I feel like that was like kind of around the holidays last year
Did you shut
when
down? Did you guys shut
we
down?
didn't.
All right.
But if anybody asks, we did.
Oh yeah, we did. But we're keeping it real though. Like we're keeping it real. Like stay bored. I mean, if you listen
If
to
State
us,
Board
you
asks,
know,
we did.
we did.
If the city asks,
Yeah.
we did.
So I mean,
I don't think anybody did. Do you know anybody in our industry that actually closed down
I
the
I,
third time?
I think I know. Yeah, I don't
Really?
remember who, but I remember. Luckily for me, that Louis Reynoso from Barber Society,
Dude, shout out to Louie.
mad props. Who always puts herself out there. She doesn't get recognized. I'm talking about one person that needs to be recognized out there.
Louie.
I mean, trust me, Louis Reynoso at Barber Society LA. Got
Louis
me,
kept us informed during the whole pandemic. Like, I remember that.
and then she connected me with Fred Jones.
Oh,
Remember, Fred
yeah.
Jones wanted me to sign the court papers,
Yeah, which you did.
which I
That
did.
was during the 2nd or 3rd, or,
The
like,
first one,
between the 2nd
no,
and
the
3rd?
first one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Hmm.
he had me sign court papers, and there was out of thousands of barbers in California. Correct? There was one
Or LA
barber.
County, no?
Oh, LA County. You're right, LA County, and there was me as a barber, and then there was one stylist. I don't know who it was,
Mhm.
but I signed my life away. I have proof. I mean, I can prove it. I mean, I'm not, like people say, oh,
And what was this? It was like a petition or something, or what was it for?
it was to
To
reopen,
reopen
to
salons
take Governor
and shops?
Newsom, to court. But I don't know. I think a lot of people don't like. I don't. A lot of people don't like him, but he's never been through this. We never been
Yeah,
through this. So how can you react to this? Like,
yeah.
he tried his best, and I mean,
Which I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with you because
no, yeah,
everyone in our industry is pissed off at him.
no, yeah, definitely.
But you know what? I agree. Like, how do you even know what the heck to do during
You,
a freaking pandemic? I would have never thought.
you don't. I mean, you don't. And then getting to that, like voting for the president.
Oh my God. That was
You
a
couldn't go vote.
disaster.
Now you have to go vote by mail, and
Yeah.
it's just it was crazy. This world was crazy. Now where I put myself now, yes, am I back to normal? No, I'm not back to normal, because the hardest part right now is getting barbers to come back to work. Um,
Did a lot of your barbers not come back? Well,
no, no,
now
no.
it's like fast forward to what? Past 3 shutdowns?
But hold on, let's put the EDD in there.
You're right.
I
You
think
think that's why people don't want to come back to work?
That's no, I mean, I think EDD is over now, but that's one of the reasons why a lot of people were working at a home,
Mm,
collecting,
yeah.
$6, $7, $800,
Yeah.
and then making, five, so they were making good money, and I don't blame them. I don't
Yeah.
blame them. But I collected for a bit, and then once we had to open,
Well,
I
we
had to
all
work,
had to at one
but
point.
yeah, but I had,
But that was nothing.
what about people taking advantage of the PPP loans or whatever,
Oh, that was
or the grants?
crazy. People that didn't even have businesses.
At the Triangle Barbershop, the one in Westchester, I got a stack of EDD envelopes. A stack of EDD
What do you
envelopes,
mean?
like fake, like like
They used your address,
the address.
the
Yeah,
shop
yeah,
address
yeah, yeah.
that they worked there.
I don't know. I turned them in to the post office, and they said they were gonna report it, but
Mm,
I don't know after that.
there was a lot of that going on.
Man, and a lot of like
But then there
fraud.
was also, like I said, thanks to Louis, that we found out about like all these SBA loans. There was a lot of
Man,
help for businesses out
grants, a
there.
lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So luckily now I'm people are hearing more about us. So I've hired a few barbers. And
Well, because wait, backtrack. You opened your third location during the pandemic.
I opened during the pandemic. I opened my third location after the first shutdown.
Okay.
Did I close my windows after that? No, I never closed my windows, because um good people behind you
Right, Fred
told you to be
Jones.
strong. Fred Jones said, "Don't give up. I got your back. All you have to
Yeah.
do is be who you are, professional. Get their business card, and do what you got to do." But it was still slow. I'm talking about, it was still
Oh
slow.
yeah, I'm sure
You know,
people were still
and then being
scared.
a new shop. So going back to what you said, how did it affect me? Like from 100, from 100, you know, it went down to like 25. So
Clients.
just say from 100, just say doing 100, a day, I mean a week. Now you're doing only 25 a week. So
Mhm.
that's how bad it affected. Um, the other two shops, the first one and the second one, I'm blessed, especially for the guys that are working there.
Mhm.
They hustle their butts off. But the thing is that what's kind of what kind of hit us a little bit more is the appointment thing. So now we're transitioning back to walk-ins. My barbershops only work on walk-in base only. Why? It's because it's a getting faded. It's not, you know, it's not Blanca's barbershop or Mikey's barbershop. It's getting faded. So it's one. So when I hire a barber, we try to all kind of be equal and work the same way. Of
Mhm.
course, everybody's gonna make this decision on who they want to go to. But it's a rotating. rotating.
Were you doing appointments for a while
Yeah,
after,
we're still
or
doing appointments right now, but now we're doing in walk-ins, so we're trying to get
okay,
back
get
to
back
a
into
normal.
that?
So yeah,
Do you think that we're ever gonna go back to normal?
we're gonna go back to normal, but
Or
not
is it gonna be like a new
new normal.
normal?
You know, it's gonna be a new normal. That's another reason why I think people raise up the price, because people used to come every week. Now they're coming every other week.
Yeah.
So
And just more safety precautions, I feel
yeah.
too. But what about like I lost my thought.
What about what? Like on what? Like,
Like when we came back and stuff, like what about did you have a lot of clients that were scared to come back?
oh yeah, I'm talking about like they're wearing like 2 or 3 masks. You
Which
know,
I mean, we're not knocking you for it because I mean it was scary.
yeah. So they're walking, they're wearing 2 or 3 masks, but I barely can breathe with one mask.
Was it annoying working with a mask?
Yeah, it was annoying. It was
I mean,
annoying,
still I
but
still work with a mask.
I represented, the getting faded, the brand. You rock the
Branded it out.
you rock the what? The hair hustling
Hair
ink.
hustling
You
mask.
know, so we were
If you gotta
rocking.
do it, you gotta look cute.
I mean, I don't know about the cute, but you gotta look tough. You know, so
Is it annoying working on a client with a mask?
um, yes,
Yeah, huh?
it could be, especially if you want to get detailed around the ear, and then you gotta hold it. Other than that, like if hair falls in their face, that's kind of like, I guess that's their problem, but
Mm-hmm.
because we can't control that. But it was hard. It was hard. It was hard. It was
Still,
interesting.
because even still now.
But
What about now? How I believe it's today in the city of LA, right? It's like, what is it? Required or something
the
to
vaccine part,
ask for a vaccination
yeah. So now,
card or
dang, I know now you
something.
gotta.
I just thought about that. That started today.
They started today. You gotta ask for the
Mm-hmm.
vaccine card.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's interesting.
Yeah, or proof of
Negative COVID
negative
test.
COVID test.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't know if a lot of people are going to enforce that because I feel like I don't know. I don't know about you, but I don't want to lose clients over
I don't.
that.
I mean, I'm gonna wear my mask. I mean, I'm gonna keep wearing my mask.
Mhm.
Just in case, because a lot of times people, I guess, not that they don't want to be honest, but I guess they don't want to be honest with themselves. You know what? Like,
Mhm.
I feel under the weather. I still need to get a haircut.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna wear my mask. It's gonna be interesting. Do I recommend the vaccine shot? I mean, yeah. Am I gonna like talk crap about you if you don't get it? No. I mean, everybody has their choices in life.
Mhm.
Um, I think like people say like, okay, I'm gonna go to the dentist. I'm gonna get a shot, numbing shot in my mouth. Okay, it doesn't do you wrong. Why back then they didn't post stuff, like the memes, whatever, that when you got a shot in your mouth, like your jaw goes crooked, like why? Because social media took over, correct?
Oh yeah.
So now they
Social media made the pandemic 100 times worse, I feel.
exactly social
I
media.
mean, don't get me wrong, it
You know,
was what
it's dope.
entertained me during the shutdown, but also at the same time it's so annoying. It's like everyone's against everyone now.
So now, how do you treat social media? Do you treat it as work only, or do you separate work from your personal? Or
I have different social medias for everything.
okay,
I have different social medias for my clothing brand, for my hair,
clothing
work.
brand, damn.
Yeah. At Hair Hustling Inc.
Make sure you guys follow her. But so to me, a lot of people like I know a lot of people mix their work and their personal lives.
Yeah.
I think that could affect. It can affect, put an
That's a
effect.
whole nother episode you're getting into.
Do I? I don't.
Man.
I won't. I don't post my personal with my business, because the business one is for getting faded. It's for the business.
Mhm.
So it's getting faded. It's a lifestyle of what's happening in the barbershop.
Mhm.
So um, I
And
don't
then
know.
you don't even want to get into people with like all their little COVID posts
And
and
I
this
don't.
and
Yeah,
that.
I don't get into that too much. Politics and religion, I don't get into
You
it,
should stay
because
out of the salons and barbershop, I feel. Don't talk about that.
so like I have my getting faded the shop,
Mhm.
and then I have where My sister would push me a lot, and of course, a lot of clients would push me to start the brand. But I would have like I would be scared, to start the brand. And so I started the brand, and we did an event with
How did
the
that go during COVID? How did starting your brand?
how did it affect my brand? Well, wow, that was an opportunity for me to start my brand.
Okay.
You know, how did it affect it? It didn't affect it. As a matter of fact, I did pretty damn good. I started by making shirts.
Mhm.
We did. Remember, we did our first.
Is that what you sold? Like, did you sell that during COVID? Was that like your, how everyone talks about like, oh, I started a side hustle during COVID.
Oh,
Was that like your
I
your side
started.
hustle?
I started it as a side hustle, but I started it years back. Like years
But
back,
you pursued it during.
I pursued it because people talked about it. People talked about it. So I remember we started it. You remember we went to the wood class, the event
Mhm.
when we that first event.
That was your first
Man,
that was during COVID.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was during
Mhm.
COVID. It was a good turnout. It
Yeah.
was a really good turnout. So that motivated me more. Now, what pushed me more into doing that is because one of my uncles, my uncle Pepe, um, he told me your goal is to sell while you sleep. I
Mhm.
didn't understand it at first. I went home and thought about it, and I'm like, wow. So my goal is to sell while I sleep. So that's why I had to work with my boy at Rivas James. At Rivas James, um, he helped me out. We're building my website. For getting faded. The actual brand, getting faded gear. Um,
Because that's something that you don't have to physically. I feel like the pandemic taught a lot of like doing something that you don't have to physically be at. It's like how you said, like how it's gonna make you money while you're not physically there, kind of, sort of.
so now I know you're hair hustling. Did that affect you during COVID?
Yeah, it did because I think COVID just affected everything for me personally.
It had to do
I
everything with
didn't, I
hair.
was not motivated. I wasn't, there was no motivation.
I know. It was tough. Holidays,
Yeah,
no Disneyland,
yeah,
no Universal Studios.
nothing fun. So,
But
what do you
but
think?
what about those drives we took?
Those were fun. That was fun.
Those drives we took. What about what I think about what?
What do you think the salons, or what do you think the future looks like with, salons, barbershops? Because COVID, I feel like, is not going anywhere for a while. What do you think the future looks like for us, for your shop, for salons, for the industry?
um, I think I guess you say only the strong survive, but you know what? Like me, we worked hard for what we have. It's not gonna go down that easy. You feel me? So you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. It's gonna be a different uh type of vibe that's gonna be going in there. So what does it hold? Nothing. Just keep going strong. I mean, not giving up, letting
Hmm.
people know that if you give up, you give up. You give up what you got, what you build, what you made. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up. Why? Because I have a lot of people, a lot of employees that I push not to give up. I'm not. I'll be the one in the back. You feel me? People say, you know what? Yeah, I'm trying to be a leader, but I'll be the leader in the back, making sure that we all eat at the same table, so we all spread the love.
Hmm.
Um, so what does it hold for the future? Keep going. That's it.
Um, for me, I feel like the future with COVID, I feel like it's just something we're gonna have to learn to live with. Everywhere, especially in the workplace. I mean, I'm hoping that it gets better than what it is now. Hopefully, we don't have to wear masks soon because that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, especially you guys can't wear makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
What?
We're talking about all this, and one of the important parts. What about our wedding?
We got married during COVID.
But we're,
Technic
we're supposed to.
Not the way we wanted to, but we did.
Yeah, huh?
So hopefully in the future, in the next coming months, we're able to have
Hopefully,
our big wedding.
hopefully,
You know what? This shit changes like daily
it
that
ain't
you don't even
it, it
know.
ain't changing this time. Cause you know what? We're about to party. We're talking about we're gonna party. You're gonna be like it's gonna be the spotlight on you. You're with your beautiful dress and you're walking in. It's just that diamond. People are like, damn. That's what we wish. I mean, um, we're putting give us a little bit more time
Mhm.
to put more into it.
Mhm.
Um, not to think about it
Were you
because
upset when we had to cancel our wedding?
oh man, I was totally upset, especially um when we had to go to the ballroom and we
Mhm.
thought they were going to charge us more, but
Oh
less
yeah.
they didn't. You know,
Well,
they did. Well,
technically we are paying more because now that it's got pushed to next year, the pricing goes up
it went up.
for next year. So
Yeah,
yeah, we per person we kind of have to pay a little bit
a
more.
little bit more, but it's
But luckily it wasn't like a cancellation fee or anything
nothing
like
like that.
that.
Luckily, we were looking for like other venues and stuff, but you know
Mhm.
what? Our heart went with this venue because man, hope you guys are ready to party because this is gonna be
Are you inviting
banging.
everybody now or
No, no,
what?
no, 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 no. You know what? We only have a certain amount of invitations that we're
Because
gonna
of
put up
COVID.
because of COVID, and
So if you're not invited, don't take it personal. We just
you'll be in our hearts. Trust me, it's a big decision. It's a big decision. We know that a lot of people deserve to be there.
Mhm.
Correct?
Oh, for sure.
So
And I mean, we eloped during the pandemic,
yeah, we
so that
elope.
was fun. I feel like we out of this engagement, we both got what we wanted. I wanted to elope from the get-go, and then you wanted more of a big wedding.
But we're gonna have
So
the
I
big
feel
wedding.
like we kind of got the best of both worlds. And that was fun. We literally had like 30 people in our backyard and
It was cool.
it was good
It
times.
was cool. What about didn't the cops get called on us
Oh, we had just moved in and the cops busted in
at 9 o'clock?
at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, cops. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
Don't move to Gardena. Just saying.
no, you can move anywhere. Just make friends quick. Trust me. Invite the whole
Invite
block.
your
But
vecinos.
our backyard was only certain size, so
Well, I mean, because of COVID, I didn't want to have more than, X amount of people.
yeah, it's cool. I mean, it was fun. We didn't invite like no family, huh? No,
Nobody.
nobody. We didn't invite no family. Just like
Literally the 30 people that are closest to us, and that's it.
well, everybody's close to us, but
Closest. I'm talking
closest
like closest.
people that asked about our wedding, asked about how we're dealing with it, and
Yeah,
stuff.
shout out to you guys for checking in
Yep,
on us.
everybody, you know who you are.
Yeah. Even during the pandemic for work, man, I had so many supportive clients that would just randomly Venmo me money and I'd be like, "What the like why are you sending me this?" And they're like, "Oh, I know you're going through a hard time, like just take it." Shout out to them. They know who
Shout
they
out,
are.
they know who they are. You know who you are.
You
Huh.
guys are clients for real. Let us like got us through the hard times.
We're blessed.
But I mean, things are looking brighter now and, here we are starting this new project.
Let us know what you think. Um,
Let us
uh,
know in the comments on YouTube. Let us know in our DM.
what is this? No,
Let us know on Spotify, I believe.
iTunes, no, I podcast, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Um, what's the first one we started?
Oh, we have like a first episode floating out there somewhere, by the way.
That was a practice run,
Yeah.
correct? That was to kind of like
We didn't
motivate us.
have a fancy producer.
Now we do. Make sure you guys follow this guy at the Rivas James. Am I correct?
Yep.
Just you'll see him. Trust me.
We'll tag him in our videos. Hit
This
him up.
mad props to this dude. Mad props
Mm-hmm.
because he's done a lot for me, especially for
Yeah.
me when I traveled the country. Cutting
Follow
hair
us at Beauty and the Barber LA on Instagram
at Hair Hustling Inc.
at Getting Faded.
Getting faded, not getting faded. And
If
um,
you're watching us, subscribe, like, and comment.
you know, I mean, if you're gonna comment something that you don't like,
Let us know
yeah, be real
whether
about
it's
it.
good, bad.
I mean, we're here to talk real. I mean, we're here to talk real. We don't mean nothing in the
We're
bad.
not gonna sugarcoat.
No, we're not. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat. We're not here to talk bad about people. We're just talking about our industry, about
Our
our
experiences.
experiences, you know. So
And we'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you didn't, let us know.
thank you.
We're out.